the Thunberg issue, why am I talking about this today? Well, Steve Mnuchin, who's a very shrewd, very sharp guy. I actually know people. I've talked to people in my own personal life who know Mnuchin from having worked with him in the past, and they're all like, look, he's a smart guy. He's very, very, very wealthy. He's a smart guy. He made his own money. He's not some inheritance trustafarian or anything else, but he's a sharp dude. And he said today, they're all mad at him now. Mnuchin says, this is the CNN headline, Greta Thunberg can explain U.S. economic policy after she studies economics in college. This was during a press briefing at the World Economic Forum in Davos. People just refer to it usually as the Davos meeting or Davos period. Greta Thunberg has called for a public and private sector divestment from fossil fuel companies. Does that pose a threat to U.S. economic growth? The reporter asked Mnuchin. Is she the chief economist, or who is she? I'm confused, the secretary replied. It's a joke. Oh, they're not going to let him get away with that, though. After she goes and studies economics in college, she can come back and explain that to us. Greta Thunberg responded, my gap year ends in August, but it doesn't take a college degree in economics to realize that our remaining 1.5 degree carbon budget and ongoing fossil fuel subsidies and investments don't add up. So either you tell us how to achieve this mitigation or explain to future generations and those already affected by the climate emergency why we should abandon our climate commitments. Blah, 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 blather. What does this even mean? Let's take a step back for a sec. To public and private sector divestment from fossil fuel companies. This is crazy. I don't mean that this isn't a good idea. This is insane. This would be, as I said, the cessation of civilization as we know it. No more So think about that. If the public and the private divest, take all their funds out, which would also, I assume, have to mean we're not going to buy fossil fuels anymore, right? Because that money then goes to fossil fuel companies. ExxonMobil, British Petroleum goes to these companies. So everyone has to sell all their stock, collapse the stock price. The public sector, no more subsidies, no more trying to get oil to people cheaply and natural gas and other things. And then, don't buy it either. The idea is so insane that it's hard to even think through what their prescription is. And Mnuchin swats this away, and you would think, okay, Buck, well, maybe the libs can be a little crazy on this, but they understand what's real. At some level, this is just sport for them. It's the theatrics. They like this girl with a foreign accent who goes around scolding the world. Like, liberals enjoy this for some reason. She doesn't show up in China and India and scold them, by the way. It's always, basically America and Europe. We're going, oh my gosh, she's like a prophet of climate. We have to. No, she doesn't know anything.